Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Soulja Boy has decided to sell another console, or at least put it on his website to drop ship it. Because last time, if you remember, we talked about the Soulja handheld, as you're seeing here, and then the Soulja game console, both of which were identified as AliExpress systems that were pretty cheap and just not very good systems at all. But they flew under the radar because they were, well, AliExpress kind of, I mean, they were all over the place. You could find them everywhere. It was pretty much a ripoff for what he was selling it for, but he was technically drop shipping it under a different name, the Soulja game console and the Soulja game handheld. Now, what he's done at this point, I guess, yeah, I would consider it worse, because the system that he is selling, you can see it right here in the middle, the SouljaGame Fuze. He keeps picking systems that I've seen before. The SouljaGame Fuze is one that I recognized immediately. It doesn't help that Fuze is in the name, because that's the console. But let's pick this out. Let's take a look here, shall we? The SouljaGame Fuze, $400, hasn't marked down from $639.98, so $640. Took a nice chunk of $240 off the top there for us. It's very nice of him. So let's actually scroll down here and take a look. We have Soulja Tech X CD Dragon, so I guess they're combined. I assume if CD Dragon knows this is happening, maybe they're drop shipping it and they're fine with it, but we're going to talk a bit about this system because it's kind of funny what's being sold here for $400. So they have a list of developers that are apparently part of this. 505 Games. You can see Koei Tecmo in there, Deep Silver. I wonder if these companies, like even Ubisoft, if they know that they're a part of this thing, because I have a feeling they don't, or because it's in China, they won't do much about it. But we have a list of several different games. I see Mighty Number 9 in there. That's a shame. Blaze Blue. Okay, Blaze Blue's in there. But these are all games that I would be shocked if the companies know this is happening right now. Let's go over to the controller. Looks very similar to an Xbox controller, almost exactly the same, actually, which, I mean, that's fine. I've seen knockoffs of Xbox controllers all day, so that's not really a big deal. It looks very, very similar to an Xbox One controller, though. Just looking at that D-pad, it kind of shows which the way they went with it. And then the system itself is a very boxy PS4 crossed with an Xbox One. And again, I've seen this system. There have been articles written about this system back in 2016. In fact, I have one here, and I think you're going to get a kick out of the headline that they show, because of course we see these Soulja game systems as technically ripoffs, but they're technically him selling systems that he's found on AliExpress. And what's really funny is this might have been one that I would have scrolled through in that little parody skit at the end of the last video and found, because this is on AliExpress, which we're going to take a look at. But this is a system that was in the news, and it was in the news because it appeared to be a ripoff in China of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. In fact, it's actually titled, "Is China's New Fuse Console More Than a PS4 and Xbox One Ripoff?" This was from somebody who published this, who actually went to Fuze's offices to preview the Fuse 1. That's what this is, because it was back in June 12th, 2016, when this was coming out. And they talk about heavily as how they're only selling it in China, so it's never been sold outside of China. You can still get one, though. You can order it on AliExpress, and they'll ship it to you. But they've marketed it in China, and as you can see, it bears heavy resemblance to the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. Like, heavy resemblance. The problem is, it does not have the performance of even the Nintendo Switch. So do you see the issue right away here? He marked it down, thankfully, from $640, but I'll show you the specs of the Fuse 1, because we can actually come across them, as he didn't post it on his website, similar to what happened with the other one, the handheld and the base model that he did before, the console. Didn't post them, but you can look at this article yourself. It's down in the description. I'll also post the AliExpress link for you that we're going to go over. But yeah, this was a console that was being sold in China back in 2016, and it's still being sold on AliExpress, which let's take a look at here while we're at it, from CD Dragon. This is going for $320 a piece. If you order more, generally you can get discounts, and the delivery time is 12 to 20 days. So I know some people ordered the original ones from Soulja Boy, the handheld and the console. I'm curious if you ever got it or if you're still waiting for it, because if so, he's definitely drop shipping these from China because it takes a while to ship from there. So if you order this, for example, and it takes 20 days, that means as soon as you ordered it, he just ordered it from here and shipped it to your address. So it's not, drop shipping's technically not illegal. It's just, it's not a good look for somebody like, Soulja Boy doing this. So let's go down here because we do have the specs. Okay. I like the color classification, by the way. All right. I was supposed to say black, but it's a typo, obviously. It's like bulk. CD Dragon Fuze. Of course, remember we saw Soulja Boy's listing, Soulja X CD Dragon. So maybe they're in some sweet collaboration or something. The Fuze F1, Family Internet Entertainment Game Console. Lined up here, we have Assassin's Creed on the left. What is that? Is that Dynasty Warriors on the right there? Let's keep scrolling down here. And we have kind of just more marketing. In fact, maybe we should check to see if he used any of these pictures, because I have a feeling he probably did. Probably did use some of these pictures in his... Oh, I hope he used this one. Let me see. Let's see. He just has... Okay, no, he just used mostly the names of the games, the companies that contributed, and then you have kind of the colors of the controllers there. So here's one of the pictures he used. Here's the companies. You can see he pretty much just right-clicked and saved them. So that's something. Let's keep scrolling down here so we can get to the specs. So this is our product size, if you want to take a look at that. And then we have the basic parameters. So this is using, it's a 1080p system. So technically it's a step up, I guess, from his other one, because that was like 480p or 720p. Technically it's a step up. It is using an NVIDIA Tegra K1 that is behind the X1 though. So this is a weaker system as a home console than the Nintendo Switch as a system, straight up. So it's interesting that they're selling it for $400, but it's weaker than the Switch at $300. And the Switch obviously has a bit more versatility than this system that looks like a Xbox One and a PlayStation 4. It had a little baby, but Kepler GPU, sure, it makes sense. 192 CUDA cores at 852 megahertz at 325 gigaflops, 4 gigabytes DDR3 memory, and then 32 gigabytes of eMMC flash storage. No hard drive is in there, which if you have that kind of space, you should be able to put a hard drive in there as well. The NVIDIA Shield TV has an option for a hard drive, and honestly, that is like $160. So think about it that way too. Forget about the Switch even. Let's talk about a home console. Let's talk about the NVIDIA Shield TV. That can actually come with a hard drive, and it can also have just flash storage on board. And that's $160 a lot of times on sale. It's supposed to be $200, but it's always on sale. And that is significantly more powerful than this with an X1 that is generally not even really clocked down or anything. It's like a full X1. Whereas the Switch version, of course, is clocked down. It has a quad-core A15 in there, which again is behind the Switch's quad-core array. And it is... Overall, yeah, so we have the box here too. That is just, everything about this reminds me of like an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4. At least it comes with a power adapter, because the other one that he was selling didn't even really have that. I went to order it and it didn't even have like a power cord in it from what they were saying in the reviews, and I was like, I don't want to do that. Oh, so it does support a 2 terabyte, 2.5 inch SATA hard drive. So they could put one in here, but I guess for $400, you know what? That's just not enough. Or $640. $640 markdown. So yes, this Soulja Boy console is the Fuze console. They didn't make it hard to find anyway, even if you hadn't seen this. Like, I remember reading that article last year, I think, and that's why I recognize this right away. But he has Fuze right in his title. He even... SouljaGame Fuze. I love that it's marked down from $640. That is really funny. But yes, Soulja Tech X CD Dragon, single standard package, colors black. This is just another dropship attempt. I wouldn't be surprised if Soulja Boy continues to just list these systems on this website, Soulja Watch, as people have pointed out. There's other stuff technically are knockoffs. This is technically a knockoff PlayStation 4, Xbox One. And I don't know if he's unsure that people can just find this stuff, or if maybe he doesn't care. But yeah, these are pretty much just AliExpress consoles that he finds and then marks up and then marks down. So anytime he lists a system, you more than likely can just go over to AliExpress, which is easy to find. Again, links are down in the description if you want to check these out further, and then you can just search it yourself and find it. So don't be surprised they keep popping up. I'll keep an eye on it just for fun, because it's funny to see what he's trying to do with these systems, and I don't know. It's $400 for this is already expensive. I thought their original price that they're asking for of like $320 for a K1 is crazy, but I guess that's Soulja Boy's strategy. It's $640. No, we'll mark it down to $400. We'll help him out. You know, we're good guys over here. But let me know what you guys think about the Soulja Boy Game Fuze, the SouljaGame Fuze. Let me know what you think about that. I guess it's technically a step up from his other ones, but it's also markedly more expensive, and it's, again, just something you go over to AliExpress and buy. Again, so when you buy it, he'll just ship it out to you by buying it from CD Dragon Fuze and shipping it to you. So, hey, maybe CD Dragon knows about this and they're fine because it's only sold in China, but I just see this as, it's funny because he's technically getting a knockoff that was a knockoff in the first place. So it's a knockoff because it was knockoff Xbox One, PS4. Let me know what you guys think about this down below, though. I'm curious. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you guys give the video a like if you liked it. Dislike it if not. And I'll see you guys in the next video.